Hey everybody, welcome to Two Comic Book Dudes. We're gonna talk about the DC Rebirth titles from this past week. There were four, count them, four
Or
DC books. There were Rebirth number ones of different titles. So we had, oh, that's not it. That's a good book though. Like, where did I put them? Here we go. We had Green Arrow Rebirth number one.
Arrow.
We had Green Lanterns Rebirth number one. We had Batman Rebirth number one, and we had Superman Rebirth number one. So,
Yay.
you want to do them alphabetically?
Okay.
Well, let's talk about Batman then. Um, so I don't know. I haven't been reading the Batman 52 since early Batman in the New 52 world. So I don't really know what's going on other than things that I've talked to other people about. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I picked up maybe 40 or whatever was it 40 and 41 with the
The Harley
Rabbit
Quinn
issue.
variant.
Well, no, when Rabbit Batman showed up, and
Yeah, it started in the 40s somewhere.
yeah, whenever that was, I did pick up that issue, and read the story, and I was like, I don't know. I used to really like Batman, back, all the way up to the New 52, and then
Right.
the 52 thing just kind of was like,
Well, it's
and
like, yeah, and in this book, like I said, it didn't. Wait a minute. So this is just a one shot, isn't it?
this is just a one shot. Yep.
Yep.
So this just kind of picks us up, and I don't, just to start to review the book, we've got a character showing up at the very beginning at the door. Have you seen him before?
Duke?
Duke. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. He's from We Are Robin. He was like the leader of that group.
Ah.
Alfred funded that group
Okay.
while Bruce
So.
was Amnesia Bruce.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So then we've got Batman fighting Calendar Man. Not real sure how that all fits into everything. Do you?
No, I don't. Was he in the last? Was he in issue 52? I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, he's fighting them and there's spores, and then they're gonna, zap the spores, and everybody's like, hey, okay. So every day is a new season as Calendar Man's releasing these spores to like take over Gotham, and yeah. So Calendar Man gets older, just so that they kind of reveal some more about his power. And I don't know, has he shown up before in the 52?
Yeah,
Have they really gone through that whole process where as
he was.
he ages as the seasons go, and then he sheds his skin and comes out as a new person, which is kind of
Something
cool.
like that. He's been there before.
Okay, so it's not new.
No.
Um, so then he says, well, he brings Duke in, and Duke's like, well, I don't want to be Robin. I've been down that road before, and he's like, yeah, that's not why I brought you here. I'm going to try something new. So we see the new costume that he has planned. Going to show this. Or are we going to go with the whole spoiler?
Yeah, go
So
for it.
this is the new costume that Batman has planned
For Duke.
for Duke. So I don't know what he's going to be called. Bat Kid?
I don't know. Yellow Bat.
I don't know. Yellow Bat.
Target
Bat
number 3.
Guano? Yeah. I mean, it's not red, so it's not red shirt.
Yeah, but I
But,
mean, there's no cape, so it's just like
right.
a. It's just like a like a motorcycle suit.
Yeah, with little pointy things on it. So I don't know.
I mean,
But a lot of the stories about Batman finding this engine that's running the whole spore thing, and changing all of the seasons and blowing it up, and and Duke wearing the outfit and helping him, and then Counterman hatching again from his dead self, which is kind of weird. And then Bruce and Duke kicking a tree. And then Alfred throws an avocado down to feed the bats. And that was the end of the book. I was like, wow, very rebirthy.
yeah, like this one didn't like. There was no punch to this one. You were like, oh, okay, awesome, we're starting over. This is a rebirth of some nothing. This was
No,
just the story continues.
yeah, so I really wasn't getting the rebirth vibe from it, other than, okay, so we're going to end We Are Robins. We're going to bring Duke in, and he's going to be a new
But
Batman
see,
sidekick character.
if if so, then he's only in this book because the other like Bat Family books that they've
Yeah,
shown, like Detective Comics, don't have Duke in the picture.
I mean, is this kind of all that no continuity kind of thing?
I don't
Or
know.
minimal
I didn't
minimal
really dig the
continuity?
character that much. Like I didn't like We Are Robin.
Yeah. So I don't know. Mixed feelings on Batman Rebirth #1. I'm not excited to go out and pick it up, but you folks who are obsessive love the New 52 because it's the only thing you've ever read, and anything else you think just is all about fake titties. Then you know you'll probably love it because it's just so awesome, right? But no, I don't know. From my history with Batman, this was nothing new.
Yeah, like I said, this wasn't. There was no change or nothing felt different from what we previously read, and that in part, like this was, co-written by Scott Snyder.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So I don't know what they're doing. Not sure what the avocado significance was either. Do you? Okay. So it wasn't just me. So anyway, Batman. Yeah. I mean, if you're a big Batman fan, you may love it. I I always loved Batman before the New 52. I thought maybe this was kind of bringing us back into some of what I loved about
yeah,
Batman, but
this just seemed
I,
like a filler issue more than anything.
yep, they were just like, oh crap, we got to get Batman a Rebirth issue, quick, make up a
Yeah,
story. So, all right, well, next we'll talk about Justin's favorite one here.
Green Arrow. Yeah, I really dug this one. Like, if you've only read the New 52 Green Arrow, like if that was your introduction and all you've ever read, this is what everybody's been talking about the old Green Arrow and how much better it was. This book felt like the old pre New 52 Green Arrow to me. Like even the Justice League Unlimited version of Green Arrow, like that. Like I just had that like feeling. Like I just really enjoyed this book.
Cool, and that was my thing too. Like I only knew Green Arrow really from before. Like I said, I've been hands off on the New 52, which whatever you think, if that negates my opinion, then you can stop listening to me. But at this point, from my history with DC before New 52, which really dates back to the mid 80s and before, I always liked Green Arrow. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked what they've done with the character. It seemed more like a new book in a way. But then again, I mean, from the whole of Rebirth, DC Universe Rebirth #1, I expected to see some kind of tease about the Watchmen or the whole thing that's going on,
Well,
and there was, again,
I,
other than the two of them getting together.
right, which was in the book, and I'm sure we'll see little things, but like the big stuff from the Rebirth book itself, I
Yeah,
don't think we're going to see that in these Rebirth titles since they're one shots. I think these are just get stories going. I think once we actually hit the main ongoing #1s, then we'll finally start to get some stuff in there because definitely the Flash book you're gonna have to talk about Wally and
yeah,
what's been going in there. Like that's like a given. Like it's gonna happen in that one regardless.
yeah,
So I mean,
yeah. We
and
hope
that
so.
one does. The Flash does come out this week, so maybe something will be in there and we can talk about that.
Yep,
But
and I'll be picking those up again too. So
yeah, back to Green Arrow though. I think they did a good job of like merging what like Arrow on the TV show, like his uniform, into this
yeah,
Rebirth Green Arrow. I thought that was good too. Like that's gonna like people from the TV show will pick up this book and go, "Oh, he looks kind of the same. Okay, he's just a little bit older. Okay, he's
yeah,
later." Something like that. But yeah, I thought it was really good. The introduction to Black Canary with him, how they kind of came across each other, and then their interactions throughout the book was great, especially since they never met in the New 52.
yeah,
That whole relationship was just gone in the New 52.
yeah. And it's
Thank you, Mister Manhattan, Doctor Manhattan.
yeah, really. So it did seem like that was well put together in this one. So
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
she
and it
said
was.
she's been watching him. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. He'd been keeping tabs on her too. But yeah, this
yeah,
was Benjamin Percy did the story on this one, and I really enjoyed it. And I liked Otto Smith's art also.
yeah.
So
I definitely like that too.
I'm excited for Green Arrow going forward.
Cool. All right, next one on the list is Green Lanterns Rebirth #1. And so this is Green Lanterns. We're talking about Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz for the most part in this issue. Um, So some interesting stuff happens right off the bat, and that is the introduction of a character that we haven't seen before, and that's this rogue guardian. And you can see that he's running from some guys who, DC fans of the past may find familiar, and they are the Dominion. And they were the main antagonists in the Invasion miniseries back in the day, which was like probably the 90s, early 2000s maybe. But it was aliens coming to Earth, and they were going to invade, and it was really cool. So this Guardian has created a new ring. He's kind of taken all the power of all of the rings and created one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them. No.
Yeah. Oh.
And Hal Jordan will have to take this ring to Mordor and cast it into a volcano. No.
Right.
So
the planet Mordor.
That's right, the planet Mordor. Yeah. Anyway, so this ring, he kind of releases this ring as the Dominion's coming after him, and it takes off into space. So we don't know.
Find its bearer.
Right. And we don't know who that's going to be.
Got to be a bloody human.
Probably.
Because humans get more rings than anybody.
That's true. We were talking about the fact that we now have five ring bearers who are for Sector 2814. 5 of them. So we got Simon Baz, we've got Jessica Cruz, we've got Hal Jordan, we've got
John Stewart,
and then we've got
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner still. So all 5 of them still Green Lanterns of Sector 2014. So there's kind of the running joke through the book that, as Jessica and Simon get together, it's like, well, there's a whole bunch of Guardians. How come they are not, or a whole bunch of Green Lanterns? How come they're not here? But the 2 of them show up at this crashed ship, and a manhunter pops out and starts attacking them, and they just get their butts handed to them. It's pretty funny.
Can you show that manhunter? Because
I
didn't pick up this issue, but he showed me this before we started recording. This looks really cool. Like, who did the art on that book?
This one is Stan Humphries. Is that his name? Sam Humphries. Sorry, I always do that. Oh, okay. No, that's Jeff Johns and Sam Humphries are writing. Ethan Van Sciver and Ed Benes are doing the art. So Ethan Van Sciver and Ed Benes doing the artwork on this. But it's pretty cool.
That looks really good. That panel there. So.
Yeah. And then here you got the fight between as it starts between Simon Baz and the Manhunter, and him getting his butt kicked there at the bottom. It's pretty funny. So then basically, they're like losing miserably, and Hal Jordan to the rescue. Hal shows up and goes, you guys are supposed to be Green Lanterns. You're supposed to be able to control your fear. You better start acting like it. So Hal kind of says, you guys are the Green Lanterns of Earth. You need to shape up. I've got to leave, so I'm going to make sure you guys work together, because up to now they've kind of all been separate. He takes both of their power lanterns, their lantern batteries, and fuses them into one power battery, so that when they need to recharge their ring now, they have to work together to recharge their rings. I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm going to be gone. There's no Green Lantern Corps to train you, so you got the next best thing, and that's the Justice League. And so that was kind of cool.
So I wonder if that means, since he's going to be gone, if we're going to see these 2 in the new Justice League book when it relaunches.
Oh, maybe so.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So the other big thing, as we wrap up this book, is that the ring that's out there, that multicolored ring, looks like some kind of rainbow-colored ring, is, it's on its way to its bearer. And Atrocitus has his eye on that. So that's kind of the big thing here, that he wants the ring and the power, and then he's going to do something to Earth. He basically says Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz are nothing. They won't bother our plans for Earth, because we have big plans for it, So I don't know. And again, it didn't seem like something really new, other than the fact that introduction of that rogue Guardian and the new ring. So the new ring is something new, which is cool. But yeah, otherwise it seems just kind of like a continuation of stories from the New 52. So,
yep.
Really, Superman's the only one I felt like was kind of a rebirth issue in a way.
But it was also, but I mean, it did also continue the story from the last one.
Yeah, I mean, you had Lois and Clark, right? That was telling the story of Superman from
Yeah, well, like so he's with Lana at New 52 Superman's tomb or
Right.
grave. She's trying to break in to make sure he's dead.
Right. Or
Um,
whatever. Well, take him. She's trying to break in to take the ashes to bury
yeah, and
them
go bury him
in
by his parents.
Kansas. Right.
Yep.
Right.
And then so, wait, yes, so that happens. I got lost for a second.
Yeah.
Got lost. But then pre New 52 Superman's there, and then he starts telling her about his fight with Doomsday and how he died, and that was nuts.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it was cool because it put him in perspective. Like,
you're right.
now I know who he is. He is the Superman that I loved during the whole this thing and this
Hmm.
thing.
Oh yeah, it
So,
gives. I
so when
mean,
all this stuff was
we
going
even
on,
get
I
a
mean, that
shot
was
of
awesome.
him with the mullet
Right. Right.
for a second. But that was his thing going to the grave side of the tomb. Was he was thinking, well, I came back, so
Right.
maybe this Superman's coming back too.
Yep. And then the regeneration matrix. He says, "Well, I had a regeneration matrix. That was how I came back to life. So maybe he's got one too."
Hmm.
So they
Fortress of Solitude.
right off to the Fortress of Solitude. Um, and of course, they get in there, and their Kryptonian stuff all turns on because he's Kryptonian. And it's like, "What can we do for you?" And he says, "Search for a regeneration matrix." And they're like, "Searching, searching, 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 searching." You're like, "Come on, Google."
Do it.
But no, sadly, no regeneration matrix. So we are resigned to the fact that New 52 Superman is dead.
He is gone.
Yep. But it's okay because in every one of these books, we had a huge spread about Rise of the Supers and how many freaking super people are going to be in this universe. So you will be at no shortage for super people. Lose one Superman, gain 400 other super people. So
Yeah, jeez.
I always loved Superman. I read Action Comics a lot, Superman and Adventures of Superman, all those different ones. Um, Up to the New 52, he was one of the ones that I picked up during New 52. I got Superman, the Batman versus Superman, or Superman
Batman
versus
and
Batman,
Superman.
whatever. Yeah, it was that what it was? Batman and Superman, and then I got Superman, Wonder Woman. Those were ones that I was getting during New 52, and I really liked those stories. I thought they were very interesting. So it was kind of sad to see this guy die, but it's kind of cool too to see the old Superman that I liked come back and be like, well, this world needs Superman. I guess I'm it. So, yeah,
But he's not gonna wear like the original suit. He's still gonna get a newer suit.
right. I'm sure. Yeah,
It's just got like red on the hips.
interesting. So, yeah, and then of course we know we have a Chinese Superman coming out as well, and some other Superman, different super
And
people.
Superwoman.
Superwoman, right? Lois
Lois
Lane,
Lane.
Superwoman. Um,
I am kind of interested to see like how she got her powers. Like,
yeah,
is she taking the magic super pill, or is she? Because Superman whipped her up in the movie All Star Superman or in the book All Star Superman. He gave her a pill, right?
right.
Wasn't it a pill? He
Yep,
gave her his powers for 24 hours.
right. So
So
is it something that she has a little injector and she just hits a button and she's Superwoman and takes off? And,
right,
I don't
or
know.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe that was like pre New 52's way of saying goodbye, as he left her like a storage warehouse full of pills.
maybe she'll have like 52 of them. She can only use one a week. It's got no. Sorry, that would just be stupid. And DC's like, oh crap, we got to rewrite that.
Oh, they guessed it, son of a bitch.
Yep. So overall, you know,
For me, it was 1 out of 3 was good.
yeah. I mean, I like the Superman. That was the first one I read. I liked it. I liked Green Arrow. Batman, I could give or take, and
Yeah.
Green Lanterns was interesting. It piqued my interest. I had gotten into Green Lanterns before when they did the whole Wrath of the First Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that was a New 52, right?
Don't know.
I think it was. So I got into that storyline, which I thought was pretty cool. But then I kind of got back out of it. So I got some Red Lantern stuff, and I picked up some things like
Yeah.
when when
I picked up.
Supergirl became a Red Lantern.
Yeah. I think like I went back and picked up. I have the whole Red Lantern run, and I like that. That was
Mhm.
fun, and I like Sinestro, his solo book. That was really good. Like
Yeah,
throughout, that was a really solid series. Um, but just with things that were going on and Green Lantern and like Green Lantern Corps, like I just kind of fell off those books.
yeah. I'm wondering what Green Lantern Corps will be like. Um, so
Yeah,
I'll pick
Hal
it up.
Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps.
Right, right.
Ooh,
That's true. So we'll have to see. I'm interested in seeing what it'll be
turbulent.
like, but you know, we'll see. So
I
that's
am
it.
too. And where are the other lanterns?
Right, right. Well, yeah. Where's Jon Stewart and where's everybody else? At least the
Yeah,
ones on
where's
Earth, because
Gabriel?
we were just on Earth. Where do they go?
Yeah, they're there doing that. I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
we'll find out in the weeks to come.
maybe they're with the Corps, wherever they are.
Right.
But
Well, I
I
know
don't know though. Well,
John
no,
Stewart
because
was with the Corps most of the time
yeah.
in the Corps book
Well,
previously.
Hal said there's no more Corps. Remember?
He's gonna rebuild. They got to rebuild the Corps.
Right, right. So maybe they're out recruiting.
Yeah.
Who knows? So interesting stuff. I don't know. DC Rebirth this week, 4 books. Be sure you check them out. If you didn't read Rebirth #1 or DC Universe Rebirth #1,
Hmm.
be sure to pick that up. It's from what I hear, it's selling out all over the place. Some people are calling it
So
the
good.
best DC book they've ever read for like forever. I'm thinking, that maybe for the New 52 stuff, it probably is one of the best stories. Um, I don't
Since
know. There
like
was
2011, right?
yeah, right before anything since New 52, from Flashpoint and beyond. Um, so I don't know. I'm interested to see where they go with this, kind of how they play some of the stuff in that they've talked about in Rebirth. So I was looking forward to seeing at least little peeks of that in the Rebirth one shots, but no such luck yet. So we'll see
Yeah.
what the Flash #1 holds.
Yeah, like I said, that's coming out this week. If there's any book that's going to be talking about stuff, you would think it would be that one.
Yeah, yep. So looking forward to that.
So we didn't
All
get
right.
Batman checking out the comedian's pen or anything. We
Yeah,
didn't see it in the Batcave or anything like that.
yeah. I thought that was odd. That it's almost like the Rebirth one shot didn't really meet meet at all with the DC Rebirth #1, DC Universe Rebirth #1. So I don't know.
Well,
Very odd.
yeah,
We'll just
I
sit
don't
here and
know.
shake our heads until the next book comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. I was the same way. I'll say I'm the same way, and we'll end it at that. That I was expecting to in one of these books learn something more about what was going on,
Right,
but
just a taste, even just a like a 1 page or 1 frame or whatever, but
right.
nothing so far. So I don't know. So Green Lanterns, Green Arrow, Batman, Superman, all Rebirth books out this week. Be sure to check them out. You can check out our DC Rebirth review, DC Universe Rebirth #1 review. It's like 45 minutes long, but it does have a nice history of the DC Universe. Um, so be sure to check that out,
Yep,
and look forward to more Rebirth reviews coming up this next week.
that's
All
right.
right,
Thanks
thanks
everybody. Have
everybody.
a good one.